Following the Senate's failed attempt to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, Mitch McConnell made some pretty strong statements in regard to Donald Trump's expectations. In fact, he seems to be complaining a little bit about how Donald Trump, A, doesn't seem to have the experience to know how this process works, and B, has expectations that are a little ridiculous. If you don't believe me, take a look at what Mitch McConnell had to say, and you'll kind of get a sense of how frustrated he is.
Part of the reason I think that the storyline is that we haven't done much is because, in part, the president and others have set these early timelines about things need to be done by a certain point. Our new president had, of course, not been in this line of work before, and I think had excessive expectations about how quickly things happen in the democratic process.
Ooh, that one stings. That's going to leave a mark.
Yeah.
So now look, in the scope of all the things that Trump has done and insults that he's hurled, this is shao. This is tiny, right? He had excessive expectations. Ooh.
Right. I mean,
now they're about to go nuclear on him with Trump and the other guys. But to be fair to the Trump guys, it's clear what he's saying. He's saying the president's kind of an idiot. And he's naive, doesn't know how the political process works, which is absolutely true. Trump has no idea how the political process works. So go ahead.
Okay, so you're right, and he's right. Trump doesn't have experience. He doesn't understand how the political process works. However, I will also say this. It is true that, Republicans in Congress have been beating the drums in regard to repealing and replacing Obamacare for 7 years straight, right? And they just talk the talk, but didn't know how to do the walk because they pretend as if it's an easy process. They've been ignoring their constituents. They've been ignoring what the American people want. They've been ignoring the polls that indicate that, hey, once you refer to this healthcare policy as the Affordable Care Act and you take specific parts of it and poll Americans on it, they love it. They don't want to get rid of it, including Republicans, right? They've ignored all that information and that data because all they want to do is pander to the right wing, and they want to make it seem as though, they're these tough guys that are looking out for the best interests of the right wing. Even when there are members of the right wing who kind of secretly love the Affordable Care Act, or at least components of it. Okay, so.
And can I just say one more detail on that before we turn to the MAGA rage? And both sides you're right, Anna, are right and wrong in different parts.
Yes.
Okay, but the thing that McConnell's most right about is he says, look, he explained in the whole context of that speech, the votes aren't there. So look, we had the vote and we rushed it, and it turns out we didn't have enough votes, which I was afraid of, but Trump said, have the vote now, have the vote now. All that is true. And then Trump says, well, okay, but why don't you just not have the filibuster? Okay, well, it wouldn't have mattered because you didn't even have 50 votes. You lost the vote.
That's right.
It didn't have anything to do with the filibuster. And even if you want to get rid of the filibuster, okay, he's like, we don't have the votes for that. I don't have enough Republican senators who are willing to kill the filibuster. So I don't know what you want me to do about that. The votes aren't there. You want me to have another vote and all of us get embarrassed again?
Right.
Okay, we can get embarrassed again.
But here's another thing. McConnell enabled Trump, right? Supported Trump, enabled him. So, now you're upset because you're getting some criticism from those on the right. Okay, well, you enable this type of behavior.
That's right.
So go ahead and take it because that's what the reality of the situation is. And again, the reason why they were unable to pass a replacement plan for the Affordable Care Act is because the constituents held their feet to the fire. And we know that some of these lawmakers, even though they identify as Republican, refused to vote for it because they knew that they would get voted out of office if they took this healthcare coverage away from their constituents.
The thing they're most wrong about, to Anna's point, is both Trump and Mitch McConnell were trying to pass a bill that had a 17% approval rating.
Exactly.
The people hated it. So, and Anna's right. You created this monster. You enabled Frankenstein. So just take it, Mitch. Watch the Young Turks commercial-free. Download it or stream it. Watch it any way you like at tytnetwork.com/join.